I don't know whether to call Bishop Joel, now I know KALONZO, a bishop or a pastor. He called himself a pastor. And I think he's very humble in keeping with the message you gave us. Tashukuru kwamba out of this humble sanctuary, yani imewezekwa na mabati. And you know there are people today worldwide who are worshiping in cathedrals, in very well-constructed church buildings, but God is truly being worshipped out of this humble place. Let us just give him a clap. It is in the book of Jeremiah, I think 29:30, where God says he's not a respecter. He said, I am God of all flesh. Is anything too difficult for me? So if we are here to worship him, and we are here to worship him, and we can see that out of the calling of this one man and his wife and the pastors he has introduced us to, that they have work here to do, is anything, if we're worshiping the God of all flesh, is anything too difficult for him to put here a 5-star sanctuary? Yeah, is anything too difficult? Yani hata nyinyi mjiulize, unaona vile ilivyo. Therefore, thank you, Bishop Zomo, for inviting us to come and be part of this humble spiritual experience. You have given us a long sermon on based on the book of Joshua. You know, one time, kuna rafiki moja aliniita Caleb, na yeye ni Joshua. Hata Caleb alikuwa mwaminifu sana kwa Joshua. Ndio? Kwa sababu alitumwa huko kwenda upelelezi kwa nchi ya Jordan, kapeleleza, wengine wakaleta report mbaya sana. We found their giants. And that's why the Christian hymn writer, or choral leader, came up, I think, in one of those wonderful things that I've seen, composition. Whose report will you believe? We shall believe the report of the Lord. I say, whose report will you believe? Whose report will you believe? We shall believe the report of the Lord. Because his report says we are healed. His report says we are free. And if the Son of Man sets you free, you are truly free. You are free indeed. So, my take, Bishop, out of your preaching today, I am no longer Caleb. I am now the Joshua. Yaani yule Joshua ambaye mwenyewe alikuwa anatayarishwa ndio huyu. I mean 10 years tukamsamu ndugu yetu Raila kama Caleb. Kibaki miaka 5. Caleb. Si ndio? Tena faithfully, bila chuki ama uoga ama mapendeleo, because we love this nation. We've had an American Kenyan talk about Kenya. Absolutely phenomenal. I met Steve Downey, and I hope you get your act together. I say that was revolutionary. I believe in revolution. We actually need spiritual revolution. Out of this humble place, God is telling Kenyans, you can worship me from anywhere. You can even worship me from treetops. Others go to prayer mountains and prayer caves. You can worship him. So, my friends, let us now recognize what bedevils Kenya. COVID-19, I agree entirely, with Senator Agnes. Devastating. I don't think there's a home in Kenya which is not paining because of the effects of corona. Either they have lost their loved ones, or they have lost somebody they know, or indeed, all collectively, businesses have closed. Kiosks, huwezi kwenda kukula maandazi bila sanitizing. I want to thank our little daughter from Makueni, kwamba Yesu ndiye proper sanitizer. Kila mtu jameni anasikia machungu haya ya COVID-19. And that's why I agree. Kwanza, all the level 4 hospitals, I think on Tuesday I went to Liberty Hills for a funeral. Nikauliza wangapi wamepatiwa vaccination? Over 90% no. Na nikiangalia wengi ni wale wazee most vulnerable. Please, can somebody wake up and make sure there's a government hospital and a government health center. I know that Mutai Kagwe and his team have said we may extend the number of vaccination centers to 3,000. Can somebody redouble and double it? Now that we have vaccines from Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, can we vaccinate at least 10 million people? We can't afford to wait until December because they give a program. Our health workers ambao tunawashukuru sana. Can they do something else? Because I remember as OCA, we had even given President Uhuru a very clear statement kusema by 29th of July, fungua uchumi wa nchi. Now, we're in September. Uchumi bado kufunguliwa. And our people are without food. Chakula, hawana. Can't bring food on the table. Are we a nation truly? So, this message should go out of Kajiado today. That everything is time is extremely of the essence. One more minute, we are losing people. Every minute. Masikia Agnes sema ndugu yake ama Dawashi follows amemtoa hospitali Machakos kwa kubwa na dawa. Yaani daktari anataka ile PPE anunue yeye mbunge anunue PPE ile personal protection equipment anunue daktari ndiye aje avalie alafu amtibu ndugu yake. Can you beat that? Do we have a conscience as a nation? Mambo yengine ni aibu. Ni aibu ya ajabu. We are 84%, Bishop, Christians in this nation. Out of the current simple calculation, utapata kwamba if we are 84% Christian nation, it actually translates to 39.48 million Kenyans. Tunasema sisi wa Kristo. And if you are Christians, obviously we are followers of Jesus Christ. Was Jesus corrupt? Why is it that we are spreading out of pulpits the message of corruption? By receiving corruptly. I have to say this. And naomba msamaha sana askofu. You're the Secretary General of the United Clergy of Kenya. You talked about 26,000 of your own pastor members. This is a powerful Kenya. By the grace of God. It has to start from somewhere. Because ufisadi breeds poverty. Ufisadi, if you want to know why Kenyans are hungry, if you want to know why Kenyans are poor, it is because of corruption. And we have to call a spade from now going forward. Yaani hatuwezi kusema huu ni mwiko mkubwa. Sema hii spoon, a spoon. People receive corruptly in church. Even the media congratulate them. They've even seen that political leaders have become very tricky. Because of COVID, wanakimbilia sasa makanisani. And it's right and proper that we come for shelter, for spiritual shelter. But additionally, pesa corruptly gotten. And I say, if you want to know why Kenyans are poor, it's because of corruption. And the corruption is beginning from the pulpit. It's a vicious cycle. Poverty also breeds corruption. Yani mtu atasema afadhali, and the most phenomenal statement I've heard of the year ni kusema my thief, my right. Yani mwizi wangu, haki yangu. Ni kama sasa Kenya wameinua mikono kusema wizi to glorify wezi. And even give them the highest office in the land. What a shame. Therefore now, sisi tumejitolea. Kasema ili kupigana na ufisadi, ni lazima kwanza tu post-COVID hii hata ikiendelea tufanye kazi. We have seen from Minister for Finance, interesting statistics, where Kenyans are working 24 hours in the construction industry. We want to work 24 hours everywhere. We are recommending 3 shifts. Na tunasema uchumi maradufu. Uchumi maradufu. Yani bila kucheza. Otherwise hao watoto tumewazaa wengi namna hii hawana kazi, wanaenda kwa vyuo vyenyewe vimekuwa terrible places. Watoto wa secondary university students are cooking out of their own small cubicles. Dangerous. Very poor living conditions in our public universities. Na wengine bado tunawazaa tu. Wanakuja, wanamaliza, hawana kwanza even kusoma nayo is a problem. From Form 1 to Form 4, remember Kenyans, I was Minister for Education for 3.5 years. It was me who laid the ground plan to have free and compulsory primary education. It was even me who signed a gazette notice to outlaw corporal punishment from our institution. But then, sometimes I wonder, and the Bible says, spare the rod, spare the child. Sometimes I wonder. But children's rights worldwide require that you cannot now begin kuchapa watoto vile tulikuwa tunachapa. I remember a classmate alipigwa karibu anakufa na miti na kind of wakamba anaita mwizi. The thing that you beat millet with. Mwizi. Mudhi. Mudhi. Alipigwa na mudhi. Inaitwa mudhi bwana. Yani kijana, he was called Peter. Alichapa, and the mistake he had done, at the sisi tulikuwa mwalimu ametoka nje, akaandika hapo kwa blackboard. Akaandika, no, he took a duster, akafuta. Mwalimu anataka notes zake ameweka kwa pale zimefutwa. Peter, who wrapped the blackboard, alichapwa na mudhi karibu anakufa. When I remember that, I signed very quick. But today, because of COVID, parents cannot afford to take their children to Form 1 and to Form 4. I really congratulate and Deputy Minister for Education, Professor Magoha. Niliona anaruka kule kwa Mukuru kwa Jenga, anatafuta watoto wa Form 1. Kwa nini hamujaenda? Mzazi hawezi kupeleka mtoto kwanza hana karo, na tena hata shopping. Ana sanitary towel na ni mtoto wa kike, ataenda wapi? Therefore we are suggesting free secondary education. We have to be very clear about it. We have to be very clear about it. Money to pay for each of our children from Form 1 to Form 4. Hakuna kitu chenye aibu kuliko mzazi bishop ako pale nyumbani jioni, mtoto amerudi, nimefukuzwa shule. Naye ni mzazi anajisikiaje? Nimefukuzwa baba, nimefukuzwa shule. What do you think that parent is feeling? Therefore we become a country with no conscience. We are going to have to reinvent our country's conscience. We are going to have to work very hard. And we fear nobody, we'll only fear God. First I would have come with my colleagues, but they're aware. I remember that Mheshimiwa Mudavadi would have come, but he told me he was going to fly a helicopter from Butere, where installing the first female bishop for Anglican Church, and maybe fly to Murang'a, wakina Sabina Chege. He must be somewhere. Wote wanaleta salamu zao. Weta, Gideon Moi. And we are together in One Kenya Alliance. But the One Kenya Alliance is a spirit of BBI. People are now beginning to feel they are missing BBI. Building Bridges Initiative, wameanza kufeel. Because sasa wanauliza, nyinyi mlienda kwa mahakama, hatutapata ile World Development Fund, mtatuambie nini? So when I say it and we say it, Kenya moja, nchi moja. One people, one nation. That is a true spirit of One Kenya Alliance. Therefore, I'm going at some stage to invite Jubilee, wakuje One Kenya Alliance. Nitawaambia ODM, wakuje One Kenya Alliance. Because if you believe in the unity of this nation, you have to do the right thing. And let us be selfless. IBC are now registering voters. They are registering voters. Clerks, nini. What Mheshimiwa spoke about here, watu wachukue kura mahali. You don't have to go to Kitui. Unatoka Nairobi unaenda unataka kutafuta governor na waheshimiwa. Those who want to be governors, some of them are here. Those who want to be MPs, have enough people to vote for them. But I, being a presidential candidate, na naomba mniombee sana, hakuna mchezo hapa. Pia mimi ujiombea sana wewe. Let's charity must begin somewhere. I pray for myself, and I pray for my wonderful nation, and I pray for each of my Kenyan friends. Tukiombeana hivi, ujue mimi nitahitaji 25% hapa Kajiado. Hapa Kajiado. Hapana kila mtu anakimbia huko nyumbani Ukambani, wengine wanaenda wapi? Therefore, Kenyans should know under the constitution, nyumbani ni mahali umeamua kufanya nyumbani. Therefore, let us register. Kenyans register kwa ghadhabu, so that you can change the way you are governed. If you don't, and I'm thanking Bishop again, if you stay there na kusema mahali unakanyanga, you possessing your possessions. That was the word. Possess your possessions. Yani, and unakataa to take a step of faith like Senator Agnes Kawinu, because she's there, and she represents the Christian faithful in this nation, and she's doing it without fear or faith. Therefore, kila mtu achukue nafasi yake. I want to see more bishops actually taking up the challenge. You know, people used to think I was a backslidden fellow because I used to lead the Christian Union and the university, and I went and ran for parliament. Mikitui no, a fellow backslidden. You cannot therefore, because some people even quote the Bible. What has the light to do? How thou shalt not be unequally yoked. That's a word, very powerful. Thou shalt not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. But who will tell them? You better be there and tell them. And I was telling the Muslims, because somebody quoted that when I sent him to talk to President Siad Barre before he was overthrown in 1991. I sent a Christian team there. And they said, hey, why are you sending to Siad Barre is a Muslim? I said, but everybody is above and below God. Above God, there's nobody else. So everybody has to be reached with the gospel. We even had another end-time message, reaching the unreached. Remember, Christ will not come until everybody has been reached with the gospel of salvation. Therefore, redeem time. Nataka nikamilishe, because at least you can see where I'm standing. I'm not up there. But I can also speak with a bit of spiritual authority on these matters. Kenyans, let us not lose hope. We should not lose hope. But let us also be bold enough to say the right things and to follow through. And you are going to be hearing from us. With those remarks, naomba sasa the work part of the work which brings us here today